Hello, hello, Facebook. Let me just make sure we are in and live. Yes, we are. Hello, hello, Facebook. Let me just all right. Sorry about that. Just making sure that you guys can hear me and also see me. So I have the camera and everything set up so that way I am able to know I'm live and also see the comments. So I'm going to let Facebook do its thing before we go ahead and get started. This is for the entrepreneurs out there. We'll be talking about the power of network. So if you're just tuning in, state your city and state where you're tuning in from. I would like to know and hear from y'all. I hope y'all had an amazing 4th of July. Whatever way you celebrate it, whether it is a sense of you celebrating as Independence Day or End of Dependence Day, as my entrepreneurs and my millionaire network calls it, or just you got some time off. You got some time off from work and you enjoyed it, kicking your feet up, relaxing, taking some time off and working. I am not mad for any way that you choose to live it. Just live it for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So earlier this week, we've been talking about the power of network. Now, yesterday we didn't go live, but I did talk about, the power of network and how important that is. And this is what I'm going to speak on this week. So I talked about, 8 key points of alignment that you need to make sure of when you are putting yourself into any type of opportunity or, networking into something else. And I talked about, making sure that certain things are aligned from, the company, the people, the payout, the margins, the culture of the different companies and stuff like that. So I spoke about this Monday that you need to talk about. If you are in, I really am speaking to network marketers, but it applies to everyone. And if you are a network marketer, I highly recommend that you go back and check that out. It was just from Monday, July 3rd. You can see it on my page, which is if you search on Facebook, CEO LC Thriva, LCTHRIVA. Or if you even go on YouTube and search LC Thriva, it'll show up. Okay, so just wanted to have that little spiel, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So for those who do and do not know me, I'm Lauren LC Thriva, the Thriving Entrepreneur, where I'm here to help you excel in your business. So the point of ThriveAbundantly TV is to make you go, get you to think about your business and also gut check you into your business to really get you at a point to start thinking, start looking at perspectives, in your business. I wish I had someone like me to be able to say the things I'm learning, but I had to learn through different mentors to tell you what I've told. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and hours to learn some of the things that I'm telling you guys for free. So if you are an entrepreneur and you say, I don't have mentors or coach or things like that, there's many people such as myself that are out here to really get you to pay attention to certain things in your business. So, always tune in. I'm here Monday through Friday, unless otherwise holidays or travel or something like that express, but you can always tune into my show where you get ongoing free content. And if you want one-on-one, really hone in coaching to help you with your business, to have someone to look over your eyes with your business and walk through this journey with you with your business, I highly recommend having a mentor, a coach that you actually are hiring. I've had mentors and stuff like that where, they probably might have been in an organization where it was, but sometimes you get good ones and then you don't, even if you do pay for some. But, when you put some skin in the game and you put some money on the table, it inspires you to go ahead and work. And then it also inspires the coach who's been hired to service you. So I highly recommend getting, a coach that's going to help you into your business or take you along the leads of where you want to go. So I always say, look at someone who's doing what you want to do and hire them if they provide that service. If you need me, I'm like I said, and I only take a certain selective few amount of clients every month. So we are at the beginning of the month and it's now open for taking on some clients. So I am still looking for some new dream clients as I've been transitioning those who have came in for June and getting them, moving into their business. I'm all here and open for those who want, one-on-one coaching and helping with their with your business. To see. Now, if you would like that, I have, definitely inbox me and I can, figure out and get us a way to see, have a strategy call where we can see if I am a good fit for your business, to help you with your business. I will be honest or anything like that. So if you haven't, been watching me or no, I'm very transparent and I will say whether we're a good fit or not, or, where you are in your business, it's time for me to help you where you are, what I can have my expertise in. So that is just my little spiel. And what I wanted to talk about is what we'll be talking about continuing this week is the power of network. So it's really important to know and understand. This thing looks really, I'm on my Sister Soul today. I love this. It has like a wire. It's like a head wrap or whatever, but it opens at the top so you guys can see like my puff. I love my, ponytail puff. But I actually got it at the BAM festival that they have here in New York and Brooklyn every Memorial Day weekend. So this someone else had I see a comment who just asked me, where did you get that from? This is where I got it from, Queen. So maybe you can look online or something like that, but I got it when I was here in Brooklyn. So thank you. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about the power of network and the importance of it as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, please understand this one exact thing that I'm particularly sharing with you is that you cannot be an entrepreneur on your own with no network. If you are one of those individuals who, and I used to kind of be this way, I like to keep my circle tight and close, okay, in your personal life, but when it comes to growing and building your business, sometimes the people in your clique, in your circle aren't going to be the ones to get you to the next level or, get your business going to the next level for where you need it. Okay. So it's really important that, you expand your network. So I want to talk about the power of network maximization. Okay. If you are on this live, and you are tuning in, definitely comment at the link below and put the power of network maximization. I won't judge you if you spell it wrong, but it's really important to understand that. And what is the meaning of maximization? It's to maximize your fullest potential. So it's really important that you take your full potential when it comes to networking. If you're not getting out and speaking and connecting with people, you won't get to where you need to go. Staying in, like I said, that small, close niche, or just staying behind a computer screen. Like now, I've actually built my network online. I even coach my clients to grow their business online and also grow their network. But you got to get out there as well, to connect, rub shoulders with your network, okay? Because your network is your network. So it's really important that you understand that you get that down, because if you don't, you will stay stagnant in your business, okay? You will stay stagnant in your life. If I didn't get out there and go to, a lot of workshops, live events, and things like that, I don't know where I would not be on. Let me just tell you, you would not be sitting here watching me on TV. Well, online on ThriveAbundantly TV, you would not be watching me here, because I would have still probably been stuck at a space trying to figure out what I want to do with my life at that job where I wasn't even making, $25,000 for the year, because I just stayed in a box. Don't box yourself in, step out the box. Okay. So it's really important to understand that. It's really, I highly, highly recommend that, you find people within your niche of what you do as your service and get connected. There's different outlets that you can use, platforms that you can use, where you can get in association with people. I have a client who I'm working with, she's a makeup artist. And, I'm always pushing and eager, like, you need to get your business out there. You need to get, your work out there. People need to see, start offering people, free facial, free makeover. She does, facials and stuff too. Offer these things for free, like a complimentary, take pictures and ask would they be willing to support your support your portfolio. And, she mentioned like, well, I don't really know a lot of people, people who, would do that for me. This is why it's important to get a network. Okay. It's important to wean out, because a lot of times your family and friends aren't going to be the network that supports your business or, the next level where you want to go. Because for one, they see you from what they know you as. So if you were, like with me, I'm little Lauren, I'm not Lauren LC Thriver, the Thriving Entrepreneur to my family and friends. But I'm blessed enough and thankful to have family and friends who do support me. And, they're just supportive in the mission, but I don't look for them to be that support where I need them in my business to get to the next level. They may not know how to, you get what I'm saying? Now, there is certain things like, like as I shared with my client, who's the makeup artist, she got females in her family can, offer, but a lot of times, if she's saying that, oh, well, I don't know if they do, it's more because she's not comfortable asking people for things, especially her family, because you kind of know how they are or things like that. So why it's important to build your network, and reason why it has been a known fact that, strangers are going to be the person that helps you to get to the next level where you want to go. The reason why that works, and the reason why it's not always your family that will take you to, take your business to the next level, get you to where they go. For one, it may be also too just because of the association. A lot of times people are scared inside their comfort zone, okay? And they're scared outside their comfort zone too. But another thing is too, when it's someone who's a stranger and things like that, you have no hesitations or resistance to how they're going to react when you ask them for something. You don't know that all the time. So you're learning as you go out and act. So it's always great to network out. So when I told her, okay, if you don't want to go with your friends and family, start going to different events, get into different networks. There's Meetup. Meetup is an app, or meetup.com. You can go on, and actually these are close niche of groups where you can associate yourself to. If you are a person who wants to be in a leadership role, you want to speak, you want to be a speaker or a coach or mentor, things like that, you need to get really well with speaking and having that confidence to get out there and stuff like that. So there's things like Toastmasters, where I highly recommend. I'm actually looking for a chapter here in New York that fits in my schedule. That's the problem. But Toastmasters is really great. I've done different, workshops that helps with leadership skills and things like that. I went to, this doesn't help with as far as, well, it does, but it's not solely built for, but Landmark. I went to Landmark and I went through the whole curriculum of life. I think that is amazing. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur or not. I think it's an amazing platform. There's another one that's a little more out there. I think it's called Evolve or Elevate, something with the E. But you can even Google like similar courses like Landmark or Landmark in my area, and take those particular courses. There are areas where it helps you. They're like transformational workshops. I highly recommend that you do that, because, and the reason why I recommend this is because when you are at a space where you can work on yourself and have transformations in your life, as well as grow and build your network, it's like a win-win. So that's what I particularly did. I had a lot of different alignments with things that was helping and transitioning in my life, as well as my business. Hold on. I hope we're still live. 1 second. If I'm still live, please type in the chat. Let me know. I hope I am. I hope so. Because it's showing on here that I'm out. So I kind of have like a double camera so I can see. But if you guys can still hear me, let me know. If not, I'm going to keep going because it's showing on one screen that I am. But yeah, so I talked about, it's really important to do that, because if you put yourself in a place where you can work on yourself, different areas that are blind spots for you in your life, that's going to help you to transition in your life, as well as, your business or areas, even if you don't have a business yet, like help you in areas where you can transition into being a great business owner, especially if you are a person that hasn't took a leap in your business, or, you're really stagnant in your business, or, just the whole entrepreneur journey, because there's certain things that you get in your own way about. Or, I had a conversation with one lady where we talked about the struggles of entrepreneur. She was saying that she has a problem with rejection and, not really believing in herself. So those are things, that's areas where you got to work on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta dig up. Lisa Nichols talked about one time, I love what she talked about when she said, we have to disrupt our soil. We got old plants that we planted down in there, and we didn't water it enough, and it's just like a dead seed. Well, she didn't say that, but that's my little remix. But we plant these seeds or whatever, and we might have had intentions, right? Have you ever been at a point like, oh, I want to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and then you just kind of plant the seeds. You didn't water it by taking action and doing the things, and then it just becomes like this dead seed in your soil, and you just got a whole garden of dead seeds with a few sprouts of things that you did, but you got that. I look at it as the garden is your subconscious, right? Your mind, the things that you particularly want. And then you're kind of always reminding yourself and saying like, oh, I didn't do that. Oh, I never did that. Or, oh, I can't do this because I didn't even do this right, or whatever. It's time to disrupt your soil. Dig up those old seeds, get them out, pick out the roots, the weeds. I'm not a gardener, so I might be saying some of this stuff wrong. Pick that stuff out, get it out. You get what I'm saying? And even if you got to get all the dirt out and get new dirt, you get what I'm saying? Like, disrupt your soil, get it out, dig it out. And how doing that is by being really looking within your life in areas that are bothering you. So, let's take, for instance, the particular person I talked about that said she doesn't believe in herself, and, she has a fear of rejection. Where did that come from? Like I always recommend, I remember when I went through a personal depression, I wrote a lot of stuff down. Like I asked questions on like, what are my challenges? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What do I think I'm good at? What do I think I'm bad at? What is it that I don't believe in myself with? And really started asking. And then I asked why. Why don't I believe in myself? Why do I have a fear of rejection? Why am I scared to speak in public? That was one for me. Like for me to be on here is kind of like, whoa, who's this girl? So, but why? Why was it, a fear to speak in public? Why is it I'm afraid that everybody's looking at me? And a lot of that might come from things that happened in the past or childhood. With me, I've had embarrassments as a child that I didn't think bothered me, but it did. So these were like I said, little blind spots. These are those old seeds that was planted that you got to disrupt. That soil, dig it out, plant, get all that junk out of your garden, and deep root for a new one. Okay. So once you get to a point that you do that, it's always great to, water that seed and kind of get into that. So I never learned a lot of these things until I expanded my network. Okay. So it's good to put yourself around different people. And like I said, always align yourself up with areas where, it's just my recommendation. You can take everything I say on the show with a grain of salt, but I always put myself into different environments where I'm expanding my network, my net worth, because your network is your net worth. So I always align myself into networks that's going to grow my network, transform my life, expand my mindset. You get what I'm saying? And it's just a whole transformational thing. So you really want to get to the point where you are, you're working smart, not hard. Always put yourself, like, don't just circle yourself around people like, okay, you're in real estate, so you're just going to go to real estate things. You get what I'm saying? It's great, but if the energy and the synergy with the people aren't great, it's not going to work. So, and the reason why I said this, because I did mention going to like meetups and networking events, right? But you got to be mindful sometimes going to that, because here in New York, I've been to so many network things, and here's what happens. All of you guys are like sharks, right? Y'all coming in, figuring out, well, who can I network, especially when you're new and you're not, you haven't really like learned how to have great conversations and stuff like that. So this is why, and especially if you have a space where you're kind of still fearful to talk to people and talk, and you don't have your elevator pitch when you're giving cards, because a lot of times there's people I've been to so many events where people are just throwing their cards, and I'm like, who are you? What are you about? Like, how am I going to remember you? Okay. So maybe I'll talk about that as far as, I'll talk more as far as tomorrow, being that we're talking about the power of network, is about how to properly, connect and introduce yourself, right? So, you're going to these networking events and everybody's like a shark just trying to figure out how they can make a sale, get more clients or whatever the case may be. And they're just throwing their cards around, never really got to know a person or things like that. A lot of times it's interpersonal skills that people need to work on, right? So when you do that, it doesn't always work well. But places where you really got to know someone, a lot of my clients or people who I connected with or my alliances are people where I went to something that had nothing to do about business. These were like transformational workshops, things like that I talked about. Stuff that, church, a lot of people have networks and stuff with church because it's people where you personally meet, right? Especially if you're an entrepreneur, your life is your business. So, you want to figure out how to just make your life circle around your business rather you circle around your business. Okay. You circle your life around your business. So, it's great to just always put yourself into things that are, fun for you, you enjoy or are going to have a major impact on your life than just always just going to business organized network things. Does that make sense? I hope that does. Because a lot of times where people are, hi Ariel, a lot of times where people are just business, you'll know the energy. And I don't know if you guys been in networking events, but especially, or it might be different in different areas, but I've been to different networking events in different cities and I see the same thing. So a lot of times when I go to like, stuff that's there for me, like, just different stuff like paint and sip events, or it might be fun, just you don't have to make this whole thing so hard. A lot of times that's what I used to do for years. And once I figured out, okay, this whole business thing and networking, I started to get very burnt out with it because all I was doing was just going to the events, having stacks of business cards and just kind of getting them out. And I have a whole big old stack of cards of other people's cards. And then I have no business out of it. You get what I'm saying? Because nobody got to know one another. We're just all passing out cards. Yes, relationship building is key. It's always great to figure out what that person do. What are they looking for? How could you particularly help them? How could they help you? And the whole key with the whole thing with relationship building and network and business is you both are scratching each other's back. You know what I mean? My client, I'm scratching their back by helping them with a service or things like that they're particularly looking for. And they're scratching my back with just a rapport and a relationship for one, as well as helping me pay for my bills to be able to continue to provide this service. You know what I mean? So it's always great to do that. And it's very important when you're doing, when the network, that's the power of networking. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I maybe want the next show or whatever, I'll pull out. I'll always save the cards. And in the beginning, when I was networking, I was just exchanging the cards. Nobody reached out to nobody. Then I started to get into the network where I was, emailing. I had the same old copy and paste email and just sending it out to everybody. And you don't even talk because people don't even remember who you were. You know what I'm saying? So the ones who I did was the ones who I actually had a conversation with. We didn't even exchange cards, but we might have connected on Facebook or, we got each other's cell phone numbers, didn't even exchange business cards. I have business cards, but I barely give out business cards because I've built rapport with people and we might have connected on Facebook, things like that. So I've built great businesses without even barely using business cards. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. First of all, business cards are becoming played out when you got everything online and your platform online, because what is it now? When people want to know about you and your business, they're like, oh, you got a website, you got a business page, you got a Facebook, you got an Instagram, things like that. So I'm not saying don't have business cards, but it's not that much of a desire. I'm sure for many of you guys who are really out there networking, you probably still got a whole big stack of business cards that you didn't even really give out because you already connected with the people online, or stuff like that. So I hope that was helpful. If you got any questions or anything like that, we're still on and we're still here. Well, I'm still here. I'm acting like it's like 5 people with me. But it's really important to kind of get and understand that. And like I said, tomorrow I will go on and talk about more where it comes with how you should network, how you should connect, the proper way to, introduce yourself, and understanding elevator pitch when it comes with your business, what you should particularly focus on, and, the do's or don'ts with network marketing. That's the simplest ways I'll say. So it's always important when you're connecting and networking. Let me just make sure I see the chat. Okay, so tune in tomorrow, 12:30. We'll continue this conversation with the Power Network. I think this is super important, to get yourself out there. The few things that, for those who are just tuning in, the few things that I did talk about and shared that you should look at is Toastmasters, especially if you're one particular who needs to work on, public speaking, things like that. I talked about, what else did I talk about? I talked about Landmark. There's a course. It's like a transformational life course, and they have different courses, leadership courses. What else? Geez, they have relationship type of coaching. It's a great program. Just look it up. Go to I think it's Landmark, LANDMARK.com. I did the whole curriculum of life, and it helped expand me in so many ways where I was just coming from my own personal thing. I'm always about business and giving myself too much to people when I needed to find out what things are going on for me in my life. But it was a place where I had transformation in my life. And guess what? Also built my network, had a power network. Okay, hold on, we got a comment. I feel business cards are much needed because what if you met someone out in the street? It shows professionalism and validates you as a business person. True, but a lot of times, if the person didn't really get to know who you are, I'm just speaking from my personal experience. I think it's great to have. I didn't say don't have business cards, but a lot of times your business cards end up being in the bottom of somebody's bag. They left it on the table or things like that. It's great to have. I'm not saying that it's not, but a lot of times when you build that relationship and people kind of figure out who you are and what you do, rather than just shoving and giving a business card in their face and you walk away, you never got their contact, you never built anything with them, you never shared a value, your business card is really nothing. Everything you do, even when it comes to marketing, is really about giving value. If people see a value within what you do, they're going to exchange, whatever. So you have a lot of people and connections and networks and millionaires and stuff that go to social events where it's not business. Of course, they're there for social. Business cards aren't even exchanged, but because of the conversations and things that they have and what they do, it's like, hey, let's connect up another time. What's your number? Everything's ran on our phones now. They even have an app now where you have a digital business card. You know what I mean? So, but I'm not saying a business card is not needed. I'm just saying that, in today's world, is not the most important factor. You can still connect with people and do things by just providing value. Like, people want to work with you, because of the value that you give them. You seem like you might be someone who what you're talking about, or someone who can help, or like you're a fitness person or whatever, and you got a good body. That's your business card. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that you do really speaks for what your business card is, if that makes sense. Okay, I don't see the comments here, but plus it helps shows off your brand purpose, if that makes sense. Yes, it's important. Presentation and things like that is great when you are, especially at networking events. So yes, have your business card, your presentation, your logo, things like that. It could give a good impression. But a lot of times, if you're just giving the business card first without making the impression, your business card will be at the bottom of somebody's bag or just somewhere else. So the importance is, if you are going to have a business card, make sure you give your impression with you first and evaluate what you provide, rather than your business card speaking for you. You have to be the person. It has to be first person, then just the brand. Okay. Or like I said, when you have the connection and things like that online, people come to you based on the value and who you are, what you provide. Like a lot of times, I know I ask a question on my applications when I'm getting new clients. What attracted you to me? What attracted you to Lauren? Why do you want her to be your coach? And a lot of times people just say, oh, her energy, or, she gives great content, or, I met her at da-da-da-da-da, and I left an impression. And not all the time the business card is that. And then another thing is too, a lot of times people don't like cookie cutter things. You can say like they're starting to become more connected with people who they relate to rather than someone who's like this top notch person, because then they're not relatable, if that makes sense. Like I said, I'm not shutting down business cards or anything like that. I think it's needed. What I'm saying is, do not let your business cards be the lead of who you are and your brand and your business. Let you be that. Your business card should be the follow-up, if that makes sense. Hi, Ebony. How you doing? Miss you. All right, so that's the top of the hour. I hope that was great. I hope this was great information. If you found value in this, please share this off to, share this on your page so other entrepreneurs or people who are looking into it, or people who are struggling in this whole industry, no matter what field, actual niche you're in, but they're struggling when it comes to networking and getting to know people and getting their name out there. If they're struggling in that particular area, please share this, because I know this will be helpful for other people, because these are the things that were shared to me and have been helpful for me. Tune in tomorrow as I continue to talk about the do's and don'ts of networking and the power of it. And we will be tuning in weekday, so tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern time. And I love you all. I hope this was very helpful. I love you guys for tuning in. LC Thriver signing out.